identifying the right investment banker or resource to exit out of the company is critical.
Joe, we're going to film another episode.
Yes, and welcome back to Business Mentor
and Investment Banker.
And today, once you've decided to actually sell the business or exit out of the business, and you want to identify an investment banker, how would you go about that?
Well, first off, even before that, I would take a step back.
Okay.
And look at kind of what range your company's in valuation. And the reason for that is an investment banker might not be the best fit for you.
Well, what do you mean by that?
So companies that have, when you think mom and pops,
okay,
you think one location. When you think Main Street,
okay,
probably better to work with a business broker.
Oh, even if they've got like a $20 million evaluation?
Well, that's different.
Oh.
So look at the valuation, look at the company. So most business brokers will work with people that are buying a company to kind of buy a job. They're replacing, the owner that's working there for themselves.
Okay.
Then you'll get bigger companies. You might work with a MMA advisor who's kind of a business broker, but just, they specialize maybe in bigger deals. But then, when you're looking at 20 million revenue, where you're thinking 10 million revenue up, you might want to talk to an investment banker. And the reason for that cutoff, there's a lot of reasons, but one of them is fees. Or a business broker that they normally work on just a success fee. An investment banker normally work on an engagement, a retainer, and a success.
Okay.
So there are higher fees, but a lot more background, exams, compliance, knowledge of industry. There's resources.
Well, then there's a lot more at risk.
Oh, no, I'm talking about the investment banker.
Yeah, well,
they have a lot more resources that can be used for you when you're selling your company. They can go out to the global market, not just the local market.
Oh, so if we were going to kind of put some dollars on it just to help our audience. So in my mind, it's kind of like maybe 2 million and less, you're going to kind of go to a business broker. Maybe between 2 and 5, an M&A advisor, maybe up to 10, and then 10 and above, probably an investment banker. Or is that kind of what's your suggestion there?
Well, when we go out and we talk to potential business owners, we say we like to work with companies that have revenue between 10 and 250 million.
Okay.
We like companies that have EBITDA, and we talked about EBITDA earlier, between 3 and 25 million. That's kind of our sweet spot. Now, above 250 million, you're probably still you are going to be most likely working with an investment banker. You're just going to work with an investment banker that specializes in deals kind of that size. So some people will work, we work with companies 300 million to $1 billion or billion and up. Every group has kind of specialties because of the resources they have, the connections they've built, their backgrounds. So, they niche down and they're more focused on that to work with the client. So where I'm at, I'm that 10 to 250 million. The resources, the knowledge, the expertise that we have on our team, that's our bread and butter. That's what we know.
So identifying the right investment banker or resource to exit out of the company is critical.
It's very critical.
So how do you go about doing that?
Oh, there's many ways to do just basic research online, talk to people in the industry, talk to many. A lot of it is just hopefully you built these relationships 2 or 3 years, maybe even 5 years or more before you want to do it, and you're already having conversations of, do I want to work with this investment bank? Do I want to work with these people? Way in advance. So you're always doing that research to kind of build your team for things you want to do in the future. And that team could be your wealth manager, your tax advisor, your investment banker, as companies grow,
your business mentor.
As the company grows, you're bringing in new people and as employees, you're bringing in new partners, you're bringing in new service providers. And as that business grows, maybe at the beginning, you're talking to business brokers. Maybe as it grows, you're talking to other people. And maybe as it gets bigger, you're talking to investment banks. You're talking to different people along the life cycle of the company.
So it almost sounds like if you were in a spot space and you didn't start at the very beginning, you kind of go through an evaluation process looking at the specific investment banker or M&A or business broker that you need that's going to benefit you and your company, almost like a due diligence process.
Well, let's go back and even before, because yes, during the due diligence process of finding that investment banker or that person you want to work with, one key factor that I would like to say is personalities.
Really? Why would that matter?
So you're going to work with this team for most likely 6 to 9 months. That's kind of a standard for a lot of these transactions, because from getting the data room together to building out the market materials to going out to market to doing due diligence period to transfer, all on average, most people, we like to say it's a 6 to 9 month process. Some people say shorter, some people say longer. Normally it's a 12-month engagement, but you're with them for a good part of your life, almost, 1 to 2% of your life, 1% more or less, maybe
Well,
half.
and it's an emotional time too.
Oh my gosh, is it? Because 1 minute you're up here thinking everything's going perfect. The next minute you're down here going, oh my gosh, is this going to close? This person or company I'm working with, may decrease their order, which would decrease this, that I wouldn't hit this milestone that we're putting a valuation on. And there's so many things that can happen. It's such an emotional time. And the last thing you want is to be that person that's on the table and say, part of the agreement is you're coming on board that company that's acquiring you for 3 or 5 years or however long. And they're looking at you going, this guy's crazy. This guy's emotional. We don't want to deal with this guy. Now, the investment banker's there's that buffer zone. There's that person between, and they know the investment banker is going to be out of the picture at the end. So if they don't like that person, if he takes the blame, he takes the punishment, if he takes whatever, that's fine. That's extremely valuable in these deals. I mean, the investment banker is, a lot of people kind of wonder, why can't I just do it myself? But there's a lot of different roles the investment banker plays in these types of transactions. And we can
That's right.
definitely go into it in more detail later. But just for now, let's just say you should like the person. You guys should get along. You don't have to be best friends, but you should be able to have a conversation. You should be able to respect one another. You should be able to think, okay, this person has the best interest for me at heart.
And to me, that's what matters. They're looking out for you.